Let's see how we can use the REPT, CONCAT, concatenate, join, and TEXTJOIN functions in Google Sheets. We have the Google Sheet REPT, CONCAT, concatenate, join, and TEXTJOIN functions open, and it has the data we require. In column A we have string 1, that is numbers from 1 to 10. Using the sequence function with rows 10, columns 1, start 1, and step 1. In column B we have string 2, that is letters from A to J. In column C, we want string 3 such that the letter in string 2 in column B is repeated n number of times, where n is the number given in column A. Example, A, repeated 1 time, B repeated 2 times, C repeated 3 times, so on and so forth till J repeated 10 times. For this, we will use the REPT function, which gives a specified text repeated a number of times. It takes text to repeat a number of repetitions as arguments. An example is shown. For our case, we will write REPT B2, A2. Let's autofill the data. We see that A is repeated 1 time, B is repeated 2 times, C is repeated 3 times, so on and so forth, J is repeated 10 times. Now, in column D, we want to join or concat 2 strings. Say, we want to concat comma to the value in column A, that is string 1. For this, we can use the concat function, which gives the concatenation of 2 values. It takes value 1 and value 2 as arguments. An example is shown. For our case, we will write concat A2, comma, in quotes, comma. Let's autofill the data. We see that we get the concatenation of string 1 and comma. Next, suppose, in column E, we want to join multiple strings. Say, we want to join the values in column D, to values in column B, comma, values in column C. For this, we will use the concatenate function, which appends strings to one another. It takes string 1, optional string 2, and so on as arguments. An example is shown. For our case, we will write concatenate D2, comma, B2, comma, in quotes comma, C2. Let's autofill the data. We see that we get 1 comma A, 2 comma B, B, and so on till 10 comma J 10 times. Suppose now, we want all the values in column A comma separated, comma, all the values in column B comma separated. For this, we will use the join function, which concatenates elements of arrays with delimiter. It takes delimiter, value or array1, optional value or array2, and so on as arguments. An example is shown. For our case, we will write join, in quotes comma, A2 to A11, comma, B2 to B11. We see that we get comma separated values of column A, followed by comma separated values of column B, that is 1 to 10, then A to J. Suppose we delete I in column B. We see that we get null in column C, 9 null in column E, and null instead of I in G1 cell. Suppose we want to ignore the null value. For this, we will use the TEXTJOIN function, which combines text from multiple strings and or arrays. It takes delimiter, ignore empty, text1, optional text2, and so on as arguments. An example is shown. For our case, we will write TEXTJOIN in quotes comma, comma. We want to ignore empty or null, so 1, comma, A2 to A11, comma, B2 to B11. We see that we get comma-separated values of column A, 1 to 10, followed by comma-separated values of column B, from A to H then J, no null value. Let's copy the formula of cell G2 and paste it in cell G3. Now, instead of ignore empty 1, we will write ignore empty 0. We see that we get the same result as cell G1, where join is used. With this, we have successfully learned how to use the REPT, CONCAT, concatenate, join, and TEXTJOIN functions in Google Sheets. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe if this video was useful.